The black sesames have now been toasted and cooled. So I'm gonna add them. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do it over again. Hey, I'm Sue Lee. I'm here in the New York Times cooking studio to make you my matcha and black sesame shortbread. Why do I like to be a part of Cookie Week? I love the attention, thank you. But I also really like making cookies. I do this a lot, just in general. I'm here to make you a shortbread once again, just like I did the year before and the year before that. Part of the reason is that shortbread dough is very forgiving when it comes to making designs. So matcha and black sesame go really well together. There's like a bit of bitterness from the matcha and a little bit of like nuttiness from the black sesame. I think the colors are great together, and so obviously the flavor is going to be great together too. It's very easy. You just make the dough, pat it together, you roll it. You'll see. Let's make the matcha dough. So you want your butter to be soft. I think this is a good indication of how soft it is. You take your finger, you press it down, it makes an indentation. Just dump it into your mixer. You want to cream it with the sugar until it's fluffy, which is roughly 3 minutes. I feel like everybody should just be really good at making shortbreads by now if you've been following along. No? Well, this time I toned it down. This time it's just a little magnetic. I'm trying to be a little more reserved. I am 42 now. Can you believe? I cannot believe I'm getting older like that. We're gonna scrape the sides of the bowl and add the egg yolk. Okay, so we're gonna make our dry mix, which is 2 tablespoons of matcha. 2 tablespoons might seem like it's a lot of matcha, but it really helps with the color and make it really look saturated, and also like amplify the flavor a bit more. And salt, it's a large pinch. I don't think the type of matcha you use matters. You can use any matcha you want. Also, don't use a super fancy matcha. You know, save that for drinking and start beating on low. I just paddle it for maybe like 20 seconds to 30 seconds until it comes together. You don't really want to overbeat your dough, so you just want to take your spatula and mix it together. Scrape it onto a piece of parchment. I just use my hands and I pat it into a roughly 6-inch square. It doesn't have to be exact. We're not taking out rulers this time, and everything's gonna be okay. I didn't center, and it's driving me crazy a little bit. And now I'm gonna put this in the fridge, and I'll see you in 2 minutes. So now we're gonna make the black sesame dough. First, you need to toast your black sesame seeds. Spread them into an even layer. We're going to toast the black sesames until they are fragrant and toasty, which is roughly 7 to 8 minutes. I do recommend that you buy and toast the black sesame seeds yourself. I think it's just nuttier, it's strong, it tastes stronger to me. Also, you don't know when they toasted the black sesame seeds, when they're pre-toasted. I don't know how long it's been on the shelves. Okay, it's now been 8 minutes. They're very fragrant, delicious, toasty. And we're gonna let it cool for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes before we put it in the food processor. So you don't want them to be hot when you put them in here, because hot seeds or nuts sort of make the mixture become a paste rather than like granules, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to make tahini, I'm trying to make like broken up sesame seeds. So it's really important that they're cooled down. And I'm gonna pulse it with the sugar and the salt. We're gonna do long pulses, 3 to 4 seconds, maybe 20 to 30 times. If you lose count, it's okay. I'll just show you what I want it to look like. Okay, so let me take a look. I've lost count. So you basically want it to look like wet sand. And I think the visual indicator is like a very dark tweed blazer. Don't get so close, you're gonna see my pores. We're gonna go back into the stand mixer where we just made the matcha dough. I didn't wash anything. The black sesame sugar mix is already so dark, you're gonna end up seeing gray. Add the butter, That is soft. So right now you'll see that it's dark gray. Once it emulsifies with the butter, it's gonna become a light gray, like a heather gray. I think this is about right. So I didn't add an egg yolk in this dough because I think that the seeds are quite fatty. I did that on the other dough sort of compensate for the fact that there's like added oils from the seeds here. So here's the matcha dough we just made. I'm just gonna center the dough because it was bothering me that it wasn't centered. We all have control issues. We're gonna pat this onto the matcha dough. Make a fairly even layer. I gave you a measurement in the recipe, like 6 inches. It's okay, you don't really have to follow 6 inches. You don't need to get a ruler out. Everything's gonna be fine. And then you're gonna chill it for 20 to 30 minutes. So we're gonna cut this dough into 4 even strips. Another cut here. And then you want to alternate your dough like this. So the colors are sesame, matcha. I'm now gonna take out another clean piece of parchment and roll this dough. And it just appears. And then we're just gonna, sort of pat it together. And I use my parchment to help me roll it. I use it to press it down. Now I'm gonna take out a ruler. Doesn't have to be exact, we're not taking out rulers this time. I take the parchment and I'm gonna use it to help me make a log and then just keep rolling. And it helps you make a nicer round log. People around me, do you see the urge? I really wanna pick up a ruler, I can't help it. You should just, I won't do it. I'm not doing it. This is when I think you do need to chill your shortbread, right? Before you bake, they should not be super warm because you want them to hold their shape and not spread out. These are cookie logs that Rebecca prepped earlier, a couple days ago, because truly you do want your doughs to be chilled, and we simply have not had enough time to chill the doughs that I made. And she wrapped them in plastic wrap, which is also great, and you can do this to like roll it. It's very satisfying. Remember year 1 when I made the chocolate orange pistachio shortbread? I was like, cut it when it's cold. I take it back. You want it to temper for just a little bit so you have like cleaner cuts. If you cut it when it's cold, it just like makes jagged edges. I'm so sorry about that. So we're gonna cut this log into roughly 1/4 inch thick slices. If you feel like your dough isn't the perfect smooth round, because obviously it's flattened on this edge, right, because I'm putting pressure on it, just put it between your hands and reshape it. Totally fine. No one's ever gonna know. Let's go bake some cookies. You bake the cookies for 13 to 15 minutes. So the cookies are done. We're gonna use the...
What is that?
I don't know, it's what I found. Now we're gonna taste it. You know what? It's not even just coming up with a recipe that's the pressure, it's the eating on camera that's the pressure. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's really good. I just don't want you guys to watch me bite into food, but okay. It's very nice, it's very subtle because it's not too sweet, but it has all the flavor components I think you'll really like. The dough itself, frozen, can last for 3 months. Plan ahead of time, make all the doughs ahead. If you can make them ahead, great. Spend a whole day making dough and then spend a whole day baking so you can really be efficient with your time. Wow, look at that. This is for me. Thank you. I forgot the most important tip. go to the New York Times cooking page to look for your cookie recipes. Do I have to eat it on camera? Cool, thank you guys. Happy holidays.